Hey guys, today we'll look at the risk and the opportunity section under strategy under AASB S2 reporting. When most finance team looks at risk and opportunities under AASB S2, the challenge is not understanding what risk means. The real challenge is the structure. Where do I start? How many risks are enough? What level of details is expected? How do I connect this to the financial impact? And how do I convert all of this into a proper disclosure? Without a clear system, teams either overcomplicate it or avoid it completely. What I've built here is a very simple way to go from zero to a complete disclosure without needing expensive consultant or a very big sustainability. Let me walk you through how this works. We start with a simple idea. As a company, you don't need 20 risk in year one. You need to identify all your material risk and opportunity that actually impacts your business. So instead of overwhelming you, the tool starts by helping you focus. You either picked from the pre-filled examples, um, right, uh, which are there. So if I go to the overview scheme, there would be pre-filled examples. Um, if nothing fits your business, you can create your own risk. So you can go down and you could add new risk. Now, once you add a risk and opportunity, we guide you step by step. The first step is a classification. You simply answer one question: what type is this? Is this a physical risk, transition risk, an opportunity? I'm going to select physical risk for now. Click continue. The next is time horizon. This is where most teams struggle because the standard talks about short, medium, or long term, but doesn't tell you exactly how it applies. Here, your time zone aligns with what you have already defined in your phases of preparation. So you're not guessing; you're just being consistent. You simply select the when the risk is expected to materially impact your business. This brings discipline into your. I'm going to select medium term. Move on. The next is a financial impact. Financial team would actually feel comfortable because now we're talking their language. But instead of asking our users for complex modeling, we simplify these questions further. First is, where does this risk hit your business? And look at the primary financial impact. Does it increase your revenue, decrease your revenue, increase your cost, or impairs an asset, affects your access to capital, or create reputational damage? You select the primary area of impact. Then you link it to a financial statement line item. So if you, for example, revenue, this creates a direct bridge between the climate risk and financial reporting. Then it's an optional question, but if you can quantify the financial impact of your risk, please update a range and the financial statement line item. This would give the user a complete picture of what kind of a risk it is, what's the primary financial impact, which line item does it impact on the financial statements, and what is the estimate quantification of that impact. Then we go to the next section where we describe um, the, the risk we have just added. This is where you explain in your own word what the risk is, where does it sits in your business, which part of your operation is exposed, and what is the the summary of the risk or description of the risk in your own language. Be clear, make the language simple and specific. Now we shift into the governance and identification. Indicate how this item was identified and confirmed. Confirm whether it has been reported to your board or risk committee. So instead of leaving it open ended, we guide you. Um, we have specific drop downs which would ask you how the risk was identified. You select the one which is relevant and an important question whether this has been discussed with the board or not. This ensures that your disclosures reflect actual governance involvement and not just operational awareness. The last part is your response. This is where you close the loop. You have identified the risk. Now, what are you doing about it? You describe the current status. Is your response already in place? Is it in progress or is it still planned? Then you explain your actions. What are you doing to mitigate or respond to the risk? What steps has been taken? What is coming next? If you have commitments, you can include them as well. Now, here is where everything comes together. As you fill each of the sections, the disclosures on the right gets updated automatically. So instead of writing disclosures at the end, you are building them as you go. This removes one of the biggest pain points of finance team. You don't need to translate your work into disclosure language. It's already being structured for you. There is also flexibility built in. We understand that not every company have quantification of financial impact in the first year. So we don't force you to force you to input those numbers, and we have kept those field options. If you don't have estimate, you can provide a range under the estimated financial impact. If not, you can still proceed with qualitative information. This allows you to start simple and improve over time. One important thing to keep in mind: for each risk and opportunities, you select the most relevant financial impact area. So we don't allow multi-select under this section. So where anywhere where you feel there are more than one item you to select only one which has the most impact when it comes to the question. The goal here is to provide clarity and not complexity. So stepping back, what this tool is really doing is solving three problems. First, it removes confusion by breaking risk and opportunities into clear and guided steps. Second, it connects climate risk directly to financial impact, which is critical for finance team. Third, it automatically builds your disclosure as you work on it. It saves time and effort. You can treat this tool like a sandbox. Start with material risk, try different scenarios, see how the disclosure changes, understand what good looks like. The goal here is simple. I want to make tools which are practical for the implementation of ASB S2, which makes the implementation simpler, and these are all free tools. And most importantly, in very simple and its language was understandable by the finance team, and make something for finance team that actually execute without needing a large sustainability function. Use it, explore it, refine your approach. If you see any gaps or have ideas to improve, give me a feedback on LinkedIn, or if there's ways to make this tool better, reach out to me and give me a feedback. Thank you for watching this video. In the next section, we will look at the scenario analysis.